Hi, my name is Andrew Finney with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Nevada Properties. Today we're going to chat about VA loans and 9 fun facts you should know. To help us more with this topic is Bill Merren with New American Funding. He's coming on next. Bill, thank you for coming by the office today and sharing more great information about VA loans and 9 fun facts you should know. Tell us some more.
Yeah, as always, Andrew, thank you for having me on the show today. So guys, there is a lot of just really cool things about a VA loan that you may not know about. Some you may, some you may not. The first biggest thing is the thing we get asked a lot about is, dude, what credit score do I need to qualify? Man, I got to have a 720 or do I need a 600? What is it?
I thought it was a 640.
Yeah, that's actually the common misconception, actually. So most lenders, most big bank lenders, and a lot of smaller banks, they actually require you to have a 640 or higher sometimes to qualify for VA financing, but it's just not the case. We can actually go down to a 580 credit score, which is pretty cool.
Oh wow! So is that just with New American Funding, or is that actually with we're in Las Vegas, Nevada? So if a family right now is looking in their, let's say, station on the East Coast, would they also be able to get a VA loan with like a 580?
Yeah, different lenders have different guidelines when it comes to that. We do have branches across the country, but a 580 is the lowest credit score that you can qualify for a VA loan with.
Great, that is some wonderful news. So what's point number 2?
So point number 2 is something that's kind of obvious. You may know it's kind of some clever marketing that was done years back. Was buy a house with $1 down. It was just clever marketing. Really, the VA loan requires a 0% down payment. Down payment's not actually required. So 0 down, guys, is actually what the VA loan is known for. No down payment being required.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting point. So why would they have ever said that it was a $1 down? Just out of curiosity. Just curious.
Clever marketing. Really, it's a way to market to folks to be able to get them to just get them knowledge about a VA loan. However, there is things that come into play regarding VA financing. We can talk about that on one of the future points here in a second, but you do have to cover closing costs sometimes. So you're not coming in with nothing out of pocket, but it's a 0 down payment requirement.
Great point. So fun fact number 2 is a VA home loan is a 0 down payment. What is fun fact number 3?
Fun fact number 3, guys, is VA financing. If you do qualify and it's one of your options, you're going to get the best rates that are out there. The best interest rates that are available are going to be with a VA loan. Best fixed rate. I mean, you can go with ARMs and things like that are a little bit different, but best fixed rate, you're looking VA.
So we can go with an ARM. So if we take a lender's ARM, we can get a better rate? Or what does an ARM mean?
So an ARM, I apologize, is an adjustable rate mortgage. Again, that might be right for some people's situations, but for the most part, most of the veterans we do have applying for a fixed rate loan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And hey, here comes a Seabag story time. I'm going to share something with you because Bill helped me just last year close on my brand new home here in Las Vegas. So if you're a veteran or active duty in Vegas, I just want you to know him and his team over at New American Funding did a wonderful job helping me. I was really, really happy with the experience. Helped me get into my dream home last year, and I got an incredibly low smoking rate courtesy of being a veteran with the VA home loan program. Yeah. So Bill, in front of everybody watching right now, thank you for doing such a great job to you and your team.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
So what's fun fact number 4?
So fun fact number 4 is regarding mortgage insurance, right? So you're putting 0 down on the loan, and believe it or not, there's 0 mortgage insurance. So if you look at conventional or FHA type loan programs, which a lot of people compare VA to when you're trying to make your decision, 0 mortgage insurance, which is huge because that can make a difference in your payment of a couple $100 and more in some cases.
Sure, and since we obviously make these videos to help a family understand more about VA home loans and what veterans and active duty and reservists can actually do, when you're saying mortgage insurance premium, could you kind of assign a dollar value or maybe a general range of what that cost if somebody was using a conventional or FHA loan?
Yeah, so generally the kind of rule of thumb is figure 1%, right? So 1% of that. So you're looking at generally $150 to $200 a month mortgage insurance premium, all depending on credit score, whether you go FHA or conventional. But VA is just, again, if you do qualify for VA and it fits your scenario, no mortgage insurance, and that's definitely a fun fact for sure.
Yeah, that is a fun fact for sure. So listen up, that's really cool. You're going to actually save anywhere from $1,800 to $2,400 a year using your VA loan benefit just off of this scenario that he's using right now.
Correct. Yep.
So Bill, fun fact number 5.
So fun fact number 5 is surrounding the VA funding fee. A lot of us have heard about it, don't really understand what it is. Some veterans assume, like I did back in the day, that you had to come out of pocket and pay for it cash. Just not the case. The VA funding fee is actually a dollar amount, a percentage of the loan amount that's actually added to the loan balance. So it's nothing additional out of pocket, but it just increases your loan amount by whatever that funding fee is on your particular loan.
Okay, and how do VA funding fees work? Because I know going back to when we worked last year,
Yep.
I didn't have to pay a VA funding fee. I've worked with some veterans with you this year that haven't had to pay one, and then we've worked with active duty, let's say, that have had to pay one.
Yeah.
So why do some of us, whether we're veterans, reservists, or active duty, have to pay a funding fee and some of us don't?
So the biggest thing with that, guys, is your disability rating. If you've got a 10% disability rating or higher, you will be exempt from the funding fee. And that will actually be shown when we actually pull your certificate of eligibility. We can find all that stuff out for you. If you're a veteran from years past, we can work with you to get that found out.
Okay, so that's something that actually is only going to apply to veterans then. Because active
Correct.
duty, if you're active duty, obviously you're fit for duty, or at least what is being considered fit for duty. And please don't go out there and do something crazy to get that 10% disability rating.
Yeah,
but if you do get it as service-connected disability over time, then just know that you're not going to have a VA funding fee. That is a lot of great news.
That's huge.
So what is fun fact number 6?
So fun fact number 6 kind of comes back to one of our earlier points, was regarding closing costs. Because it's a zero down loan, you don't have to come in with any down payment, but there is closing costs. Cool thing about VA is there's things that are called non-allowable fees. There's certain things that we won't get into the details of that here, but there's certain fees that you're not allowed to pay as a veteran, which is cool because when you're buying a home, if you were using FHA or conventional, you'd have to pay those fees. So sellers, the realtors, the lenders, in most cases, I know when we work with veterans, usually I'm the one that covers that, but we actually can help cover closing costs, cover the VA non-allowable fees, and sellers can actually contribute up to 4%.
Oh, that's cool. So the seller could contribute up to 4% of what?
4% of the sales price to actually be applied towards closing costs and the non-allowable fees.
That's really cool. So Bill's actually making some really great points about this fun fact. And in specific, we actually have produced a video about VA non-allowable fees. Please feel free to check out the VA playlist and learn more about that. We did go into a lot of detail on it in that.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that information. And what is fun fact number 7?
So fun fact number 7 comes into, do I qualify for VA? When do I qualify? Basically, it's a couple classifications. It's if you're currently on active duty, you can potentially qualify for a VA loan. If you're in the service, yes, you can buy using your VA. And then also after you get out of the service, you have to receive an honorable discharge. Cannot be other than honorable. Obviously, it can't be dishonorable.
No bad chicken dinners either, right?
No, yeah,
No
man.
BCs?
So it's one of those things to where when we pull your certificate of eligibility, we're going to see what your eligibility is. But a lot of National Guard and reservists in just the world that we're in, have served active duty prior to them actually being completed with their initial contract period, and sometimes they can qualify as well.
So that brings us to fun fact number 8, Bill. Tell us more.
So yeah, Andrew, the fun fact number 8 is actually surrounding how many times you can use your VA loan. Because a lot of us veterans, and myself included before I was in the mortgage business, I assumed that it was only like a one-time deal. You use it once, that's it, so you better find the perfect property. Just not the case. I mean, you can use it multiple times.
And how does that work? So if you're going to use it multiple times, does that mean that you can have like maybe 2 or 3 VA loans out at one time, or is it just one VA loan out at a time? And then, how does that work?
In certain circumstances, you can use subsequent eligibility, and you can actually have 2 VA loans at the same time. So if you're stationed in Texas, and then you get stationed in Vegas at Nellis Air Force Base, depending on your eligibility, you can actually potentially qualify for the subsequent eligibility. So you can have up to 2. However, most of the time, veterans will end up selling their property, getting their entitlement fully restored, and then going and purchasing another property. So as long as you don't end up shorting the VA through a foreclosure or a short sale, entitlement should be fully restored, and you can continue to do it as many times as you want to buy a house.
Outstanding. Yeah. So if they're active duty right now, if someone watching right now is active duty, and they're buying a home right now wherever they're stationed, they can use their VA loan benefit, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And then let's say they get transferred to, they go from the East Coast, West Coast, it's very common that we go all over the place. Then all they have to do is make sure that their VA loan on the East Coast is paid off, right? So they sell that property, it's paid off, they get their entitlement reinstated, and then they can use another VA loan on the West Coast, correct?
Correct, yeah. So that's one way to do it, is to get your entitlement fully restored. Easiest way to do it. So you can actually use that full VA eligibility up to the $424,100. However, sometimes in some circumstances you can do subsequent use. So
Right.
you can actually get a second VA loan, but you won't be able to go as high on the loan amount and have a zero down loan.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then after that, then they can go get a third one, a
Correct.
fourth one, a
Yep.
fifth one, so long as they're following the
Yep.
guidelines the VA set forth, right?
Mhm.
So use it as many times as you want. You're not going to lose it so long as you make sure that you're either active duty and you have that honorable discharge. So make sure
Yep.
that you perform honorably while you're on active duty, please.
Yep.
And make sure that you keep your benefits intact. So that brings us around full
Yeah.
circle
Yeah.
to fun fact number 9.
So fun fact number 9, guys. I mean, this is a cool one. This is something that we all know that veterans, we went through, a lot of us have went through hard times. A lot of us have had foreclosures, bankruptcy, short sales, all that kind of stuff. Because once you get out of the service and you're trying to get back into the civilian world, things can happen. And even when you're on active duty, I know some friends and myself that went through some things. But the cool thing about VA, guys, it's only a 2-year wait period from bankruptcy, foreclosure, short sale, 2 years from the date those things are completed to be able to turn around and buy again.
Oh, wow. That is some
Yeah.
great news. So if you fall on some hard times, just know that you can use your VA loan and you only need to wait 2 years after bankruptcy, a short sale, or a foreclosure from the date that's discharged to be able to get your VA loan, right?
Yes, sir.
Bill, so the last thing is, if they want to get started right now, right? I mean, a lot of great stuff to do.
Yeah.
What are the next steps that a family can take right now to
Yeah.
get a VA home loan?
So the first step, guys, before you go out and start looking at homes and getting emotionally attached to things and spending time and energy looking at things, you want to know what you qualify for. So completing an application, man, is the first step. And you want to go to that website. Go to my website right there. You can complete the application. It takes about 10 minutes. Once the application is done, I can give you a call. We can go over the numbers. Or you can pick up the phone, give us a call. Andrew will put my phone number right there as well. Application over the phone, again, takes about 10, 15 minutes. And then once that is done, we can pull your certificate of eligibility if you don't have it, and we can get started from there.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I really appreciate you coming by today. That's a wrap for us. If you like this real estate geekness with some Leonard goodness, please like and share.
Thank you.